Alexander, thanks so much. Incredible video out of Plaquemines Parish showing water surging through an apparent hole in Plaquemines back levee. Now, this is near West Point, Elahash. The gap there is sending water towards Highway 23. If water makes Highway 23 impassable, it would cut off the southern part of the parish, an area that is right now under a mandatory evacuation, which is why they always ask people to leave a little bit earlier. So Highway 23 runs the length of the parish, which extends dozens of miles from the Bellchase area all the way down to the coastline with the Gulf of Mexico.
And we have heard so many complaints from Plaquemines Parish residents as well as politicians about the issues with gaps and low spots in that back levee system there. Parish President Kirk Lepine, he showed us his frustration with the slow progress on those upgrades and improvements at a news conference earlier today.
Well, we need to be more astute as local leaders. We need to push a little bit harder. We need to find that avenue of how we got to do it. I'm not sure how we do it, but we're going to get it done because this continuously happens to us on every storm system. And the problem with this storm system was the high river. We are caught in the early part of a hurricane season with a high river. So our problem was always worried about the river levee now. That gives us an added distraction and something that we need. But I pledge my support, and I will be on the phone with local leaders and federal leaders, and I need all my friends here pushing, and we're going to get through it. Get through the logjam.
And bears repeating, the Mississippi River levee is fine there. It's the back levee system that's been overtopping, specifically again in the Myrtle Grove, Point Celeste areas along Highway 23.